Okay, thank you. This is OKFM, OKTV. My name is Strokon. We have with us former presidential aide, Sekou Kalasco Damaro. A lot has been happening in the country, including the recent ruling of the Supreme Court, which barred President Joseph Boakai from making further nomination into Sarah tenure position. And of course, on yesterday, the president released a statement in which he welcomed, the decision from the court. But to the utmost surprise of many Liberians today, there was a statement from the executive mansion suspending all of the commissioners at the LTA and then the governance commission. Mr. Garrison Yedu, we have with us. Sekou, welcome.
Thank you so much, Choko. It's good to be on your platform.
So, quickly before coming to our topic, a couple of Saturdays ago, around 1 or 2, President George Weah, former president, had a couple of Muslim clerics and people from your community at Jamaica Resort, and then you claim as a gathering with the president. What was that for?
Well, it's a routine comportment from former President Weah. This is something that we normally do. He did not just do it when he was the president. He did it when he started playing soccer. He has been somebody that believes in giving everybody a level of freedom, especially in terms of worship.
Mm-hmm.
So when he became president, he just amplified it because he took steps that were unprecedented in our country history, especially creating that level of equilibrium between a religious group. So we ended the Ramadan, and the president thought it wise, even though he's not the president again, but even during the Ramadan, he extended hands to Muslims around the country. And after we ended the Ramadan, he thought it wise to invite Muslims at his residence, to fellowship, which we appreciated a lot. And on that Friday, we pray at the president's residence, and we pray for him, as the former president of the country and as somebody who has created a level of love and harmony among Muslims. So it was a good endeavors, and we believe that President Weah will continue to venture into these kind of endeavors, because with that, Liberia, the only way we can move forward as a country is to create that level of peaceful coexistence between Liberians, regardless of your tribe, your religion, and whatever. But to have a leader that will create that level of understanding is something that we welcome, and we'll continue to work with him in that endeavors.
Great. So, to our main topic now, the Supreme Court handed down a ruling. And then the current president had a response to that. First of all, let's start with the ruling of the Supreme Court into the tenure position. You were around former President George Weah. You are best suited to know what has been happening and what happened over the last 6 years. What are your initial thoughts?
Well, first of all, let me also say a very big thank you to the decisions coming from the Supreme Court. In giving due process an opportunity, and we all know the court play a pivotal role in maintaining the peace of the country, stability of the country. The Supreme Court, as a matter of fact, that is the highest decision making in terms of the laws of the country, played a significant role. And quite recently, we witnessed the Supreme Court again stepping in to play that vital role in stabilizing the country, predicated upon the decision that current President Joseph Boakai made in terms of going after Liberians that had the opportunity to work under President Weah's government, and he came through whatever means he decided to go after this Liberian. And the only place these people could go was the Supreme Court of the land, and they went there. We all listened to the result that came out from the Supreme Court. But again, to our utmost surprise, in a clear disregard of the decision that came out from the Supreme Court, today we saw a letter circulating on Facebook about the suspension of commissioners from the LTA and the Governance Commission. And we believe that it is a clear and calculated attempt by the Unity Party and Mr. Boakai to derail the peace process of the country. Because let me just go back, Choko, a little bit. A few days ago, President Boakai, EPS director, dismissed over 500 armed trained security personnel from the EPS. Few days ago, you have civil servant that was being dismissed from their various working places. Few days ago, you have, through the acquiescence of Mr. Boakai, workers at the Ministry of State that was dismissed upon the order of Mr. Boakai. We think, given all of these circumstances, putting all of these facts together, it is a calculated attempt by Mr. Boakai and his team to continuously witch hunt Liberians that had the opportunity to work under former President George Weah's leadership. And we thought as a man that was professed to have worked in government for over 40 plus years with this experience, and owing to his age factor, who have brought something new, new dynamics to the leadership of the country. But on the contrary, Mr. Boakai comes with no new idea. All he believes in and his crew is to continuously come after Liberians that had a privilege to work with former President Weah. And this is worrisome. Walking the streets, you listen to Liberians. The common people, common Liberians, clearly understand that this is a calculated attempt by Mr. Boakai and his team to derail whatever that we have gained for the last 6 plus 12 years under former President Salif and former President George Weah, that thought it wise to put Liberia on a pedestal that will not make us to go back.
I mean, what do you say to, the president's decision? When you read the letter you mentioned, the president said they are suspending the LTA authorities in order to do an investigation audit of how public resources has been going to the LTA has been spent through the GSA.
First of all, how can you suspend a group of people without even calling them for hearing? At least before you suspend them, it should be established that, yeah, I'm suspending you based on XYZ. Hear from them. But day before yesterday, the Supreme Court came up with a ruling. The Supreme Court said your nomination that was done at these various entities, they are illegal. So you should go back and withdraw this nomination. First of all, Mr. Boakai failed to withdraw the nominations. He did not withdraw this nomination. And in a violation from a court that we are supposed to respect, the same people that the court said Mr. Boakai should withdraw are the same people he's appointing now to serve as interim leaders of these places that the Supreme Court passed judgment on. Who's supposed to be the biggest respecter of the law? It's the president of the country. But if the president of the country is in a flagrant violation of the law of the country, is it not worrisome? It is worrisome, because he is the one supposed to be that standard bearer. He bear the greatest standard of the country. So everybody will follow him as an example. But if he is the one that will be violating the law of the country, then what the common people will do? And this is the manifestation of Mr. Boakai being incapacitated. I've always said that clearly, that Mr. Boakai is incapacitated to lead this country based on the judgment that he has rendered since he became president. Some of these judgment that Mr. Boakai, from the iron drop, from it's been speculated that you have 3 different stamps, electronic stamp, that he got one, his children got one, the Ministry of State people got one, the senator then got one. So some of these things that are going on, he don't even know that it's going on.
And you believe those?
I believe definitely. The reason why I believe them, because few weeks ago, you saw the executive marshal posting that we are appointing these people. This appointment supersede every other appointment that was made. So it clearly says that there's something going on. There was a situation where the party chairman and the senator of Boakai, Prince Moy, who masqueraded the corridor of the NASCO. They went there and purported to have carried a letter from Mr. Boakai's office, but to be shamefully disgraced and to walk away from there. And there have been many instances that are going on. We can't go like this in this country. Mr. Boakai won election on the tiniest margin. So for him to come at this level and continuously go after Liberians who he's perceiving, and his group of people perceiving as people that benefited from the employment of former President Weah, is worrisome. And I think everywhere, meaning Liberia, should look into that endeavors, because contrary, anything happening in the country, one person will not be affected.
That seems to be a threat.
It's not a threat, but from the look of things, we are fast, rapidly retrogressing as a country based on some of the decisions that Mr. Boakai is making. Because he's not in charge. Mr. Boakai is not in charge.
Who's in charge?
I mean, his surrogate are in charge. His surrogate are in charge. Because it's been speculated that Mr. Boakai doesn't even go to work anymore. It's been speculated. And we clearly see that he doesn't go to work, because 24 hours will pass around the executive marshal. What we see there, empty convoy.
What's a good the president may have other, engagements, not just at the mansion alone.
Well,
why if the president has engagement with other places and he's there?
I do agree that the president may have other engagement. Yeah. What are these engagements the president had that you as a journalist know about? It's not supposed to be secret engagement. When the president having engagement, they're not Masonic craft meeting. People will know about it. But if the president is having engagement and you as a journalist don't know about it, then it should raise concern to you. And we clearly believe that this is not only about CDC. This is not only about CDC. We are asking everywhere, many oppositions group, to look into this matter. It may not be CDC, it may not be Josh Weah, but the way the guys are proceeding, if care is not taken, if something is not done to checkmate Mr. Boakai and his group of gang, I can rest assured you that this country will retrogress, and we have struggled so much.
Is the former president concerned about?
He is definitely concerned. As I speak to you, former President Weah is calling on an emergency meeting. As I speak to you right now, there are meetings ongoing to base consensus.
With whom?
With other stakeholders,
including the people from the
opposition
LTA?
Political parties, opposition political leaders. President Weah is calling upon them to build our consensus.
What would be the aim of that meeting?
The aim is to checkmate what the Unity Party, Mr. Boakai, is getting as undertaking. Because we believe that this is scary, and if care is not taken, we as Liberians, we may be victim of this kind of situation. What level of anger that will cause a certain president, a president that won election, that will be coming after everywhere, meaning Liberia, only because you have an alignment with this with former President Weah. What is that? How can you win elections based on the smallest of all margin? Then you come. The best you're supposed to do is to try to bring the country together. But what is happening, what we are witnessing right now on the former President Boakai, is something that is concerning. And that's the reason why, if you walk in the street, the market women, you are a journalist, you go around, market women are concerned, and we are all concerned because we believe that this country belongs to everyone.
Is the former president having a meeting today?
Of course, the president.
Will the outcome be made public?
The president is a politician. Everything he's doing, especially in this political endeavor, will be something that will be said to the public. Because all of the meeting that former president we have been having, they will be made for the public. You are journalists, you will know about it. Because if it is not made public, tomorrow posterity will judge him and other political leader, Mr. Alexander Cummings, Simeon Fremont, and let me say,
those are the people you are aligning with. They are going to be part of the meeting of the president.
President Weah is having engagement with stakeholders, political actors, anybody who sees it necessary to join in making Liberia a better place. We join President Weah, we join Mr. Alexander Cummings, we join Seymour Freeman, and other party to make sure that I checkmate these people on what they are doing. You go to common sweeper, people that are sweeping in various ministry, you going after them. People that are sweeping in various ministry, you going after them. Why are you going after people? Is this the rescue that you talk about? Is this the kind of Liberia that you want to envisage for the next year to come? Is this the kind of Liberia that you want to build? Is this why you talk about think Liberia, build Liberia, and whatever Liberia? Is this the kind of Liberia you are talking about, Mr. Boakai? What is this?
You seem to be angry, sir.
I am more than angry because people, whatever happening in this country, we will be victim of it. We will be victim. When the people rebel against these illegal decisions, we will be victim.
Do you foresee that?
I foresee a big rebellion.
And they've thought out of the CDC that you're planning to do that.
No. Okay. Let's hold everything constant, Chukon. CDCians are Liberian. If CDCians feel dissatisfied about situation, it is their right to express it as Liberian. So don't say, Unity Party that were here 2 years ago that benefited from this country immensely. What did they do? Mr. Boakai sat down there, he saw people in his hometown, people being dragged and mocked at. People being dragged. They killed people in Mr. Boakai's hometown. What did he do? Did he offer a single word of sympathy to this family?
You had a mental power back then to investigate these people.
But they were at the police station when Mr. Boakai became president. What did they do? They acquitted these people. They set them free. They said, y'all go and go kill more people. And that's the kind of situation we're witnessing. When you push people to the wall, they can bounce back. And when they bounce back, there can be serious counter reactions to your decisions. So we want to say that Mr. Boakai should take charge of this country. He's not taking charge, and we believe that this is worrisome. And Mr. Boakai, this should serve as warning to him that the decision to reappoint the lack of Patrick Hona and the rest of the other people at the LTA, he should recall them.
Do you have problem with the individual or the president's behavior?
I have problem with the president's behavior. I don't have problem with the individual. I have problem with the president's behavior to disregard the law of the country. Because I said this clearly, Mr. Boakai should be the first person. He bear the greatest standard of the country because he's the president of the country. If Mr. Boakai will be disregarding the Supreme Court decision, what does that say? It says that we are heading for a trouble, and that trouble, when it comes, every Liberian, regardless of your status in life, will smell it. So we were calling on them to stop.
Thank you, Sekou.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Former presidential aide, Sekou Kalasco Damasco. My name is Trokon Repu. Thanks for following OKF.